this computer. All right. And I don't know if any of you seen this or not, so I'm going to show it anyway. Even if you did see it, it's going to be a refresher to you. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Now, this guy right here is a top money owner at the company. His team making things happen, growing exponentially. So just listen to, what you see in the background right here is the home office. So he's standing, looks like he might be standing upstairs. Yeah, he's standing upstairs in the home office right here. This gentleman right here. Listen to what he says.
Senior life, when you get into final expense, training is so important because everybody thinks that because I've been selling life insurance or I've sold, I know how to do it. We have a very specific system that we follow here at Senior Life. It's the same formula, the same system. It's leads plus activity equals sales. But I think what's really important is understanding the questions that you need to ask, teaching the agents to understand how to empathize with our clients, how to understand to overcome what the reason is that client wants to purchase a piece of life insurance. Senior.
So now, if you ain't catch anything of what that guy said, here's what he said. What our system is. Write this down, record it, however you do it. He said, our system is leads, L-E-A-D-S, activity, A-C-T-I-V-I-T-Y, and then sales, S-A-L-E-S. So leads, activities, sales. All right, now here's what I tell people. Now, if you haven't been on one of our Friday morning calls, we have a Friday morning training call with our regional vice president, regional manager from this area. And he's always talking about leads. And here's why he's always talking about leads. Because leads give you that activity, that second step, which is activities. Leads give you that activity to make the sale. Now, for some of us who think we're so smart and think we can make some sales without leads, here's what you got to know. All right. If you take out the leads section, to get to the sales, you got to have some activities. So you can be successful without leads, but only if you got the activity. So activity is what makes you successful. So our process here at Senior Life is leads, activities, and sales. If you're a smart person and you can figure it out and can figure out how to have some activities, then you still can have sales as well. But I'm telling you, having leads makes it that much easier. Having leads makes it that much easier. Now, here's our quick start training for those of you that just came on board, and then also for those of you who've been on board for a while. Training is very important. Now, quick start training. Here's the first thing you have to do. It's going to be a 7-step process. You have to decide. You have to make up in your mind, and okay, you know what? I'm here at this point, so let me decide. Either you're going to be all in or not. So that's the decision that you have to make. You're either going to be all in or you're not. Then you have to have a why. You made a decision. Now, what is my why? What is the reason for doing this business? What is the reason why I got my license? What are the reasons why I chose to be contracted with Senior Life? What is the reason? What is my why for doing this business? Because if you don't have a reason why, you're going to come up with a whole lot of reasons why not. You're going to have to choose your platform. And then what I mean by that is, how do I want to run this business? Do I want to do telesales or do I want to do field sales? I can and will train you on both. You can do both if you want. But starting out, you need to choose a platform. And for new people, here's what I advise and suggest. Choose field sales. Choose field sales so you can understand, so you can learn the system and the process. And then once you put that time in, then you can go to telesales if that's what you like. but choose a platform. So number one, you decide. Number two, your why. Number three, choose a platform. Now, once you done chose a platform, go make a list. You know, people always talk about making a list. It's important to make a list because what you need to do is you need to make a list of all the customers, that people that you know don't have insurance, or people that you do know who have insurance. Just make a list of all those people, because as you know, we have new plans for our customers, and nobody, if they haven't talked to a senior life a representative, they all got old plans. So make your list. Make your list of all the people that has insurance, don't have insurance, and then make a list of people that you would like to do business with. You know, as recruiters. Who do you know that's like you, that may be open to a income generating opportunity that you know and you would like to work with? So make a list of those people, and then set your schedule. It's very important to have a schedule. And when you set that schedule, be consistent. Follow that schedule, whatever that schedule may be. We got 7 days in a week. We got 24 hours in a day. Pick your days that you're going to work. Pick the times that you're going to work, and stay consistent with that schedule. Goals. Got to have some goals. And you got to write them down. Just have them in your mind, that ain't good enough. You need to write them down. You need to have them places on the wall or something, so you can actually see them every day when you wake up. See them every day when you in your car, driving around, in the bathroom, going to bed. Write them down so you can see them. And then attend training. Very important to attend training, because you need to always be in training. Either you're doing training, in training, always be in training. So decide. That's the first thing you got to do. Why? Why are you doing this business? Choose your platform. Make a list. Set your schedule. Write down your goals and attend training. So I'm gonna give you a few seconds right now to write this down. What you need to do. You need to take in, decide, pick your why, choose a platform, make a list, set your schedule, write down your goals, and train. All right. So any questions on what I've came up with so far? Hello, Mia. Hello to you. Glad you all joined. Please. Okay, outstanding. Great. Thanks. Welcome everyone that came on since I got started. Any questions so far of what I went over? All right, now there's 5 major plans that we write here at Senior Life. And the sooner you get familiar with these plans, the better and the more successful that you're going to be. Let me give you these 5 plans real quick. Someone has some noise in the background, so do me a favor and mute your phone, because you got some noise in the background. And then you can unmute when you want to say something. Let's see. Can you see can y'all see my screen? Somebody unmute and tell me if you can see it or not.
Yes, I can see the screen. It's blank right now, but I can see it.
Oh, there's nothing on it?
No.
Okay, let's see. What's the problem I got? Let's see. That was like, that didn't come in good. Let's see. Where we at?
Okay. Time has run out.
What it said now?
The 5 major plans.
Okay, here we go. There we go. Now, we have 5 major plans here at Senior Life. So write these down. The 5 major plans we have a super preferred, We have a preferred, we have the standard, we have the modified, and we have the guaranteed issue. So super preferred, preferred, and standard, modified, and guaranteed issue. Now, the super preferred, the preferred, and the standard, those are immediate day one coverage. That means that person is covered from day one. Now, we have this plan right here that's called the ultimate preferred. But see, with this ultimate preferred plan, don't write this plan. Even when you see that plan comes up on your slice out, don't write it, because the benefits for you are not great, because you don't get renewals on it and your commission is lower. And the only thing that you're basically doing is you're helping out the customer by saving them money on their premium amount, but it's not that much. So the only time that you would even consider using an ultimate preferred policy is if you're trying to beat another customer's rate, because that person said somebody else came over to the house and they told them it would be this. So you don't want to lose that business. So you write an ultimate preferred. Or either if you're writing on a family member, you don't care about commission, you're just trying to save them money, do it as well. Because the only reason why our president came up with this plan, because he wanted to make sure if Senior Life went into a person's house, we had a plan that we can beat anybody's price. So he chose the ultimate preferred. But we need to only focus on the super preferred and the preferred. And the super preferred, here's what the super preferred consists of. The super preferred gives a person between 5,000 to 30,000 in coverage. All right. So when you're putting in the information inside of the slice application, either on the website, it's gonna spit out what the person qualifies for. And if it spits out that they qualify for super preferred, it's gonna be at the top of a list of things that they qualify for. And it's gonna have the plans that they can get between 5,000 and 30,000. And when you familiarize yourself with how these plans are set up, then you will understand that you can pretty much in your mind know what a person is going to qualify for based off if they're only taking one medication per condition. So it doesn't matter how many medications they're taking, as long as it's only one medication per condition, and it depends on what the condition is. So just because a person is taking a lot of medications doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to be a super preferred, because on a super preferred, only one medication per condition is accepted. So they still can be super preferred. But if they turn around and they have two medications per condition, then it's going to drop them down to a preferred. So super preferred from 5,000 to 30,000. Preferred is from 1,000 to 20,000, and is two medications per conditions. Now, so we went from super preferred, one medication, 5 to 30. Preferred, two medications, 1,000 to 20, and then a standard. Now, when it comes to that standard, it doesn't matter if they don't take any medication, but if they use some type of tobacco product, smoke, chew, or dip, then they only qualify for standard. And standard is 1,000 to 20,000. So standard is, it doesn't matter about the medication, but if they use some type of tobacco product, they're going to be a standard. So, but the thing about it is, all you need to do is be familiar with how these plans are made up. But the Slice app going to do all the work for you, because once you gather all the information from that person and you put it into that Slice app going to spit out what they qualify for. It's just good for you to know what each plan consists of, just for your intellectual level, because we are the experts. Now, if they qualify for a super preferred, a preferred, or a standard, that's day one coverage, so they policy goes in effect immediately. But if they got some serious health issues, and not just some health issues, but serious ones, and you'll realize which ones are serious, it's going to drop them down to a limited benefit plan, which is the ones that we have are the modified, which is a 2-year waiting period, and then a guaranteed issue, which is a 3-year waiting period. So the modified is going to be face amount up to 15,000. That's as much as, that's all they can get. And then if they have HIV, AIDS, or in a nursing home, incarcerated, in hospice, or incapacitated, then they are definitely going to go for a guaranteed issue. And you don't have to ask any questions on that. So we have a plan that'll cover anyone, regardless of what their health conditions are. As long as they're between the age of 0 and 85 years old, they can qualify for this guaranteed issue, which is a 3-year waiting period. But here's what I tell people, because sometimes you will run into people and they'll fall in the category of a guaranteed issue or modified, and they don't want that. They don't like that 2-year waiting period. So what I like to tell them is, sir or ma'am, because of your health, this is the only one that you qualify for. And to be frankly true with you is, we're probably the only company that'll write you. And don't look at it as having a 2-year or 3-year waiting period. Look at it as, okay, I'm gonna make sure I do the things that I need to do to stay healthy so I can live these 2 to 3 years, and then it'd be the full face amount at the 25-month or the 37-month. But here's the great thing about it. If something do happen to you and you don't do what you need to do, and you do happen to pass away during that time frame, what your loved one is going to get is all their money back that they're paid into it, plus 10%. There's no savings plan that's going to give you a return of your investment like that. Going to give you 10% return of your money. And what I told a person one time who did take a plan out like that, and the person did not live, they had the audacity to tell me that, you know what, this wasn't even worth it. I didn't get the full face amount. But then I told her, it was an older lady, I said, ma'am, let's be honest. Would you have saved this amount, you know what I'm saying, and got 10% return on it? She said, nah, I would not have. I said, well, you still benefited then, because you still got some money to help bury your loved ones. And then she was satisfied, because that is true. That most of the people that we're talking to now at the target market that we target at the age that they are, you got to have thinking in your back of your mind, why don't you have insurance and you at this age? You understand what I'm saying? Why don't you have it? And the reason why they don't have it, because in some cases they don't know, and in other cases they don't care. And if they haven't saved it up to this point, then they're not going to save it. And if they do save it, here's what happens. And we know that happened as well, because it happened in our lives. And I just talk about myself there. You got money saved up, something happens major, you need that money, so you go get it and use it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you got the money saved for something, but then something major happened in your life, man, and you got to go use that money. And in your mind, you were saving that money for your funeral, but it don't happen like that. And what I tell people, why use your own money to bury you when you can use life insurance?
Hey, Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you're exactly right. People won't save it. Life will eat it up. I don't know why I got a background behind me. But life will come and eat it up, and you're so right about that. I wanted to say also that when I talk with clients who are modified and guaranteed, sometimes you have to explain the why of things. You know how you talk about the importance of why. Because once we know why, then we'll do it and we'll keep doing it, right? But the same thing with that guaranteed and modified. I would tell them, because of your health, obviously you don't qualify for the super preferred or preferred, but you do qualify for a plan that will help you be able to cover that funeral cost. And even though you have to wait this little time, in the end, it's going to pay off. And then I would tell them it's kind of like, it's all about the risk factor. I said, when you're older, you have these health issues, your risk factor go up. So now, because of your risk factor, you got heart disease, you got cancer, you got stroke, COPD, Alzheimer's, you got a lot of risk factors. So it's going to cost you way more money. And then I tell them, you got to think about kind of like car insurance. And everybody understands car insurance. Even if they don't understand life insurance, they understand car insurance because everybody drives, everybody got a car. And so I tell them, or at least they've had a car before. So I tell them, I say, you think about car insurance? They, when they look at you and they see that you had 5 car accidents and you totaled 3 cars or 4 cars, you're not gonna get the same rate as somebody who never had a ticket. So it's the same thing in life insurance. When they look at your health record and they see that you have some health issues on there, they're not gonna give you the same rate as a person who never got sick, who don't have any health issues, or maybe only on a few medications, versus you being on oxygen or in a nursing home and having serious health conditions. And like I said, there's a lot of companies that won't even touch them, especially like term companies. If you're not young and healthy, they're not touching you. So, you know, we are one of the few companies that will give them a great plan. So when they start thinking about that, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that plan, then they realize the value of what we have. And then, like you said, Larry, I tell them, I say, in the end, you're still going to have the money that you save. You're also still going to have the savings of the legacy. So in the end, you're going to come out better than you would if you didn't have it. And as me and my husband experienced with his uncle death, if they have health issues, a lot of companies won't give them accidental death. And our company will. If they die in a car accident or they die in any form of accident, even though they may be on a 2-year modified, they still gonna get that accidental side money. So if they had a 5,000, they still gonna get 5,000 accidental death, and they'll still get all the money that they put in back plus the 10%. So maybe they put 2,000 in plus that 5,000. If they die of a car accident, it may end up being 7,500. Sorry about that. My cousin was texting me. There, you know, when what plan that they're gonna need, but in that process, if they need something like that, you let them know the benefits of getting started outweigh the benefits of waiting and doing nothing.
Thank you so much for that, Marlo. So anyone got any questions about anything?
No, not at this point.
Okay. Everybody doing okay?
Yes.
Is James the only one responding? I know some other people up here out there. Everybody doing okay?
Yep, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay, great, great.
Doing great. I'm here.
At the background, Jay, got a little blue dot in your face.
Yeah, I see that. You know, with technology, you never know what happens with it. But but
you the master of it, though.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get that thing figured out. So
I'm doing great. This is Benita.
Hey, Benita, how you doing?
Wonderful.
How's Dad? How's Dad doing?
He's doing much better.
Uh-huh.
We're getting ready to ride to Richmond today and come back in the morning. He's going to see his sister.
Uh-huh.
They haven't seen each other in a long time.
Oh, okay.
How's everyone?
Doing good.
Good here, all good here.
Doing good.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. Yes. Somebody say hey. Okay. Let me get this other thing up. Let's see where we at. Here we go. Right here. All right, move this out the way. Let's see. Move this one out the way. Move this one out the way. Let's get this one. So let me get my other slide up. So where we go? Right. Let's see. Right here. All right. Let me know when you see my screen. Well, when you see what I have. When I have on the screen.
It's a blank screen right now.
Oh, it's blank? Okay. Yeah, my technology is acting crazy today. Let's see. All right, here we go. right here.
Okay, 30 to 90-day income track plan.
Okay, great. All right. Now, here's what I want you to do. Take a look at this. All right. And I'm going to break this down for you. And you want to write this stuff down too. You want to write this down. Let's see. All right. Okay, I got everybody over here. All right, good. All right. Slide this over. Can you see the whole screen? Next 30 days, month 2 and month 3, everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, I just see the next 30 days and the month 2.
Okay. All right. How about now? There
Okay,
you go.
3. Okay.
All right.
You
Now
get it
here's
there.
what you do now. Now, this is for people that's going to follow the process of working leads, activities, and sales, because that's the step. Leads, activities, sales. All right. For the new people, this could be your income tracker in your first from 30 to 90 days. And then for old people, you can start your next 30 days off right now too, your next 30 days to 90 days. And your next 30 days, here's what your next 30 days would look like. $640 in leads per week. All right. That is your investment. So take a snapshot of this or whatever, and then you can go back after this training and sit down and write your stuff out yourself to see how this is going to work for you. I'm just going to run it down to you how it can work for you. Regardless of what's happening, regardless of you going to see the people and they're not buying, regardless of they telling you that they didn't fill it out, regardless of them telling you I already got some, regardless of you being able to catch them, if you maintain this consistency, this is what you can make in your next 30 days in month 2 and month 3. All right. So don't look at this 640 as being a cost that's going to affect your bottom line every week. Look at it as an investment, because in the end, you're going to benefit from it because you're going to get some sales out of it. And then at the end of the year, it's going to be a tax write-off. And when Marlo come on, she's going to talk about how your lead cost is in direct correlation with how much daggone money you're going to make. So when you, at the end of the year, when you get your 1099 and you look at it and you see that you think you didn't make the kind of money that you thought you was going to make selling life insurance, you look at also how much you invested in your own business in lead costs. And then that should be your eye opener why your money looks like it looks. So here's what your objective is. Next 30 days, 640 in leads per week. And your goal is to go book 10 appointments. However you're going to do them. If you're going to call them and book them, if you're going to go knock on their doors and book them, but you need to book 10 appointments. When you book those 10 appointments, your objective is to sit with 6 of those families. So you got 20 leads, which is 640. You booked 10 appointments out of the 20 leads. You sat down with 6 people out of those 10 appointments and you closed 3 of them. For all you mathematicians, and you think that ain't good math because you spent 640 and you got 20 leads, but you only sold 3 people out of those 20 leads. All right, here's what you made. Your annualized premium for those 3 sales is $1,800. And how you get the annualized premium is the premium amount times 12 months, which is your annualized premium. So if you made 3 sales and those sales were $50 in premium, one sale 50 times 12 is 600, and then you did 3 of them, so it's 1,800. So your objective is to do 1,800 in AP. So what that means is if your sales weren't above $50, you know you need to make more than 3 of them because you're trying to shoot for 1,800. So if your sales are being $30, well, you know what you need to do to still make 1,800 because 3 sales of $30 ain't gonna make you no 1,800. So your objective is 3 sales of 50 or higher, or however many sales gonna get you 1,800. When you make that 1,800, here's what your commission per sale is gonna be. Your commission is gonna be $540, but you're only gonna get 60% of that up front. So that 60% of that is $324. So if you're getting $324 per sale, that's gonna be 3 times 324. So that's what makes you have $972 in an advanced income, minus that $640, which was your lead cost, which was your investment. That gives you $332 a week. And if you see down to the bottom, that's $1,328 a week. So in your next 30 days, if you follow this system, you could be putting in your pocket $1,328 a month. Any questions? Now, when I believe the process we work consistent. Okay, great. Yeah, that's true. I'll probably get you to do a little talking, Benita, when I'm finished. So as I'm talking, I can't see y'all because I have to take us out of the screen. But as I'm talking, you can interrupt me and if you got a question about something, because I really can't see what you put in chat. So that's what your first 30 days could look like if you have the activities to make the sales. If you can't create activity, leads are the best way to help you create activities. So once you did that in your next 30 days, when you get over the month 2, you're doing the same, you're paying the same amount in lead costs, but what you're doing now is you got your confidences up and you're able to book more appointments and you're able to close more sales. So the same, you in month 2, the same amount of lead costs, but you're making more sales. When you start making more sales, now your money's done went up. Now you're at $5,216 a month. All right, you're at $5,260 a month. Same process I told you before. When your objective is to look at doing 3,600 in AP, however many sales it would take you to do that. If you're making all your sales of $50 or more in premium, you only need 6 of them, and it'll give you 3,600. But you want to bump it up. You want to bump it up a little bit more in month 3. Or if you want to, you can stay at just 640 a week in leads. But if you want to make more money, you just got to bump it up in more leads. Because more leads means more activity and means more sales. So if you bump it up, getting about, what's that, about 30 leads, getting about 30 leads a week, and you booking 20 appointments out of those 30 leads, you're sitting with 15 of those families, you're closing 11 of those, which is going to be an AP of 6,600. And once you pay your investment, which is your lead cost, you're making about $2,600 a week. You're making about $10,416 a month. So here's what I say. Those of you who don't believe in it, you only can tell me that you don't believe in it because you did it and it didn't work. Until you do it and say it don't work, you can't say you don't believe in it. So I just challenge you. I just challenge each one of you to do this and let's see what it does for you. Do it and let's see what it does for you. Looks like my stuff is working back with me now. My background stuff. I don't know why it'd be acting up like this. Okay, here we go. We back. So any questions on that 30 to 90 day income tracker?
No.
Now, if you didn't come in this business to make no money and you don't have any intentions of getting any leads, then none of that stuff even pertains to you. Because like I told you earlier about what you got to decide. If you don't decide if you're all in or not, then you're not going to be able to follow the system and the process that we have in place so you can generate whatever you wanted to generate when you came into the business. Because once you decide if you're in or out, what was your why? What's your why for doing this? What's your why for getting your license? First of all, what's your why for taking the pre-licensing course? What's your why for taking the state exam? What's your why for choosing Senior Life? What's your why for wanting to be a part of my agency? What's your why? You know, whatever your why is, that's your why, and whatever you want to do, that's what you want to do. But at least tell someone, okay, this is what my plans are. This is what I want to do, and let's roll with it. But you got to decide. You got to make a decision what it's going to be. It ain't Senior Life. It's not Greg. It's not Marlo. It's not me. It's you. Any questions before I get to the leads department, the lead section, then I'll turn it over to Marlo. And everyone got any comments, any questions, suggestions, or anything?
Larry, I want to say, I really like that, the way you set that up. Don't get no flamer than that. You know, the hard work and the leads together is going to add up to some money. And I like to put that just plain, simple, and what do you have to do to get to the numbers you want? You know, if it's exact numbers, great. If not, you got to do a little more to do what you get. Do what you have to do to get to the goals that you want to reach. So I like the way you laid that out.
And here's what I've started doing. We all know, all of us that have written some business, we know that when we put out all the person's information inside of the application and it spits out what they qualify for, and it gives them option 1, 2, and 3. Option 1 is always $50 or more. Option 1 is always $50 or more. So here's what I've started doing. I'm waiting for them to tell me something. I used to go and tell them, like, when they're taking so long, I used to tell them, now, if neither one of these fit in your budget, we can customize it for you. And then when you customize it, some people that would have paid 50, when you customize it, they want to pay 20 or 30. So I don't even do that anymore. I let them see that option 1, 2, and 3, and I let them see that, and I'm shooting for $50 or more. Because if you look at those numbers I showed you, those numbers were for $50 or more. If truth, you know, being honest, the people we sit down with, you know, just to be honest, if they can't afford, if they don't have any insurance, and then they can't afford that option 1, and it can't fit in their budget, you know, some people we sit down with, they can't afford insurance. You know, especially if they don't stop doing whatever they're doing, if they don't stop something else that's taking up their money, you know, and I tell them straight out, you know, I'm sorry, Miss Harris. Hey, I'm sorry, Mr. Miller. You know, we just can't help everybody. Because those people got to decide too. They got to decide if they're going to make sure that they and their family have a peace of mind and nobody financially strapped trying to bury them. They got to decide too. So after we showed them the presentation and we showed them what they qualify for and showed them how much they got to pay, they got to decide if they're going to pay it or not.
Well, Larry, that $50 to $60, $70, you know, like I said, start out about 50. They know that statistically that people who are somewhere around about 50 or more will keep their policy longer. Sometimes it's too cheap, they'll let it go quickly. If it's too high, they'll let it go quickly. So they're trying to get those prices right there between that 50, 60, 70, $80 mark max, because those clientele tend to keep their policies longer than most people. I mean, if all they can afford down to the nitty gritty is $35, $30, yeah, we'll write the $30 policy. But you need to know that the chance of them keeping that policy on the book is going to be a lot slimmer because they're not falling in the range that most people really do keep the policy. So sometimes you do have to adjust, but just know that those people tend to, for some reason, you know, they statistically know that certain people let certain policies go too high or it's too low. So always try to get them in that price range first, like Larry said, and that would definitely get you at that $50 mark. if you can get them in those prices that the computer suggests. But then in the end, you have to do whatever you need to get them to commit. Because like Larry said, they do have to get an understanding from you of the value of what they're doing. Most times they get the understanding of the value of what they're doing, then they'll keep the loan as well.
Hey, wonderful. Thanks for that, Marlo. And I got this. I think it's a AP computer that I have. It's old school. It's about time to invest and upgrade because this thing is acting crazy. Time to get about time me get me a MacBook, baby. Gotta upgrade, get me a MacBook. Y'all see my screen that says leads?
Not yet, no. Okay, I do now.
Let me know when you see it.
I see it now.
It's saying move this, please move this one away from the shirt. Okay, let's see what we're talking about. Actually, did right. Let's see. Go back again. We got this. Okay. All right. So participants can now see application. All right, this is the last section for me, talking about leads, and then I'll move it over to Marlo. Okay. All right, leads. Here's why you should use leads. Let's let Melanie talk. One of the ladies at the home office, Miss Melanie. She's going to talk about why the importance of using leads as soon as it come up. So here we go.
The final expense industry is a lead-based industry. It really surprises me the number of companies that do not have a good lead program for their agents. At Senior Life Insurance Company, we are fortunate that our founder, Ron Powell, developed what became the standard for a leads program. We've learned that if you don't take at least 20 leads a week, your chances of success can go away. We also don't mark up our lead costs. We are able to provide all of our agents with the leads that they need. With our app, Leads the Way, you can get brand new leads right to your phone as soon as the person calls our television commercial or fills out a form online. I tell any new agent that comes on board with us to take new leads every week. I tell them to talk to their upline and get on our leads program. If any agent is struggling, I always ask them how many new leads they took this week. At Senior Life, the path is already made. You just have to walk it. We want everyone to be successful. If you're already on board with Senior Life, make sure you're taking the minimum amount of leads every week. If you're with another company that doesn't have leads, that marks up their lead cost, and doesn't care if you take leads or not, then maybe you should consider giving Senior Life Insurance Company a call. Senior Life is a company that was founded and built by agents, which is why we do everything we can to help our agents win. And the first step to winning is being on a strong lead program.
So here's what lead costs are. We got TV leads at $34, have direct mail leads at $32, and in some states it's $25. We have website online quote leads for $25. We have Facebook leads for $20. And then now we have telemarketing leads for $15. Then we also have some follow-up leads for like $2, maybe between 6 months to a year old for $2. Now, here's what leads are. Leads are the lifeblood of your business. And these numbers right here that you see where it say agent 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then group 1, 2, 3, and 4. To the right of it is how many leads that agent took, or how many leads that agency took. And that's the kind of money they made. So like I was telling you earlier, the amount of money you make is in correlation with how many leads that you took. So let's look at agent number 1. This agent did $2,070 in lead costs. But look what they generated. They generated over $403,000. And these are actual agents. These numbers came from what actual agents did. Okay, let's go down here. Let's look at group 3. Group 3, which is an agency, a team of agents. They took 15,000 leads and look, made over 2.2 million, did over 2.2 million in annualized premium. So your money is in direct correlation of what your lead cost says. Now, how we do it? Told you earlier, all we do is take, make. What makes our system so great is the simplicity behind it. Every day, Senior Life advertises to thousands of consumers across America. When that individual wanted to find out more, they respond to whatever that type of advertisement was. If they saw it on Facebook, they saw it on TV, it got mailed to their house, they saw it on the website or whatever. When they respond, a lead is created, and then our job is simple. We just take that lead, we make that presentation to the individual that asked for that information, and then we make sales. That's basically all that we do. We take, we make, and we make. And here's what Marlo's talking right here on one of our calls about. You got to be working leads. Gotta be. If you want to be successful, you got to be working leads.
In business, the only way you can really make this business work and really make it as a real income, you do have to purchase leads and you do have to work them. You know, whether you do door-to-door sales, which I did door-to-door sales for many years, and or you do telesales, which I just switched over to telesales with with COVID. Either way you do it, you have to buy leads and you have to get in front of people. You have to talk to the people. They have to, hear what you're saying. As Greg said, we do have the best products out there. The legacy is amazing. It makes the difference, folks, because when they realize that they can save that much money on their funeral costs, many people have already seen their family members been taken advantage of by the funeral home. And so when you start explaining the savings for legacy, how much they can save between $3,500 to up to $5,000 on funeral costs, and how they're going to go and be there and help the family through the worst time of their life, which is when they're going to lose that person, then they realize the value in that. And that's what we're selling, benefits and value. You're not just selling insurance, you're selling benefits and value. And people can buy insurance from any company. They can buy it off TV, they can buy it anywhere, but what makes us the difference is the benefits and of having that legacy, and the value of having that legacy, and the benefit value of knowing that Senior Life and Legacy Insurance going to be there to help their family when they go through the worst time of their life, which when they leave one another. I do, as Greg said, I do a lot of seniors where their children are calling in. So their children are worried. How am I going to pay for mom and dad's funeral? How am I going to do this? The other day I did one, the brother is terminally ill. He can go any day now. They were calling for him originally. And I told them, I said, well, if I get him on a plan, it's going to be a 3-year wait. And that's really all he qualified for, a guarantee issue. I said, but, if someone in the household gets a plan, someone else might need some either a little extra insurance or need a plan in place. If they get a small plan with us, we can put him on the legacy, and at least that we can save you thousands of dollars on the funeral costs. We could go in and negotiate between 3 different funeral homes and really make a difference in amount. You're already going to have to pay for the funeral out of your money anyway. They're already going to have to find thousands of dollars to bury their brother when he passed. So why not allow us to help you save a couple of thousand? And then the sister and the mother thought about it, and they called back and they said, well, hey, we need a little more extra coverage on mom anyway. So let's go ahead and get an extra $5,000 or so on mom. And mom was in great health. Mom was super preferred at 80. great health. And they decided to go ahead and get a little small amount on Mom with Legacy. We put the brother on there. We put the other 3 children on there. And they are happy. They are excited because they know their brother's going to go any day. But they know that we're going to be there to help them through that process. And that made the sale. In addition to that, now the other sister's thinking about getting another plan on herself. And the family is thinking what we need to do to make sure if something happens, we're not stuck in a bind. And I tell people this right here, you know, I'm a Christian. I believe in asking the Lord to show me how to build my business. And I was talking to the Lord one day, Lord, how do I explain this to people in a way that they can understand this? And it's very simple. You know, I tell people all the time, you might not be able to leave your family $1 million, but don't leave them begging with a bill and a burden. I mean, that's simple. Don't leave them begging with a bill and a burden. I had another client, he said he just buried his sister, left her with nothing. She left him with no insurance. He had to take $15,000 out of his banking account, his business banking account, to bury his sister. $15,000. I didn't want to tell the man he was railroaded and raped, but he was. He shouldn't have paid no $15,000 for the funeral, but he did because he went in there as a family by themselves, and the funeral man takes advantage of him. And that's the part that I stress. Let us help you save thousands of dollars. Don't go in there. Don't allow your family to go in there sitting with that funeral man and they eat up all the money. I had another client tell me he paid $25,000 to bury his father. I'm thinking $25,000? Yeah, you got raped. But they don't want to hear that. You're not going to say it that boldly, but that's my thought process. But I'm telling them, like, sir, you know, we really could have saved you thousands of dollars on that funeral cost. So let me help you save thousands on your funeral cost. You can't help the fact that you already spent $25,000 on your dad, but we can save you thousands today. And that's how I've been talking to people. But truly, what Greg said is true. You have to buy the leads. You have to talk to the people. You have to call them back. Now, the difference between door-to-door and telesales, you're doing a lot of follow-up calls, guys. I mean, these sales, they don't just come easy. People want to think about it. Everybody just don't, like Greg said, everybody don't just sign up right then and there. But if you follow up and you do enough follow-up calls, you're going to close some business. And I do a lot of leads away, like Greg said, because I am trying to get those fresh sales. But I do get some live transfers. They're not all the time live transfers. I buy online leads. I buy sometimes the Facebook leads come up on Leads Away. I buy those. If I can get the $34 TV leads, I'm going to buy those. But I want to tell you this. I was looking at an ad on Facebook the other day, and it says, scared money don't make money. And when I heard that, that really went through me because when I first started, guys, I didn't buy leads. I'll be honest, I did not buy leads. I knocked on doors, but I didn't buy leads. And then I realized I had to start buying leads. And when I bought the leads, I realized I was finding neighborhoods that I never knew existed. If you're doing door-to-door, you're going to run into neighborhoods you didn't even know exist. I was going to areas I didn't even know anything about, and I was able to knock on that door, and then the next neighbor door, and then the next neighbor door. And Greg would tell you when I was doing door-to-door, I made great sales too. So both of them work. It really just depends on what's comfortable for you. Now, I will say I have missed a little bit of being door-to-door, but the weather's going to change, so I'm glad that I'm getting better with telesales. So even when the weather is at its worst, I can be on the phone making money. So whether you do telesales or whether you do door-to-door, you do have to purchase leads. You do have to get in front of people because, honestly, I was listening to Barnes say, you know, people are buying. They are buying. And so we want to take advantage of that. This COVID is making people realize they need life insurance. If they didn't realize it before, COVID is making them realize they need it. So, guys, I mean, don't be scared. Like Greg said earlier, don't be scared to buy your leads. If you need to budget your leads, budget them. I mean, if you say I'm going to spend $500 this week, spend $500. You say I'm going to spend $600, spend $600. But set a budget and get going. Rather it be $100 or $200. But like I said one time, I told you guys before, and I was telling another one of my new agents, you know, my son is a barber, and in order for him to have his chair at that barber shop, he got to spend $160 a week, whether he cut one hair or not. If he don't make a dime that week, he still got to pay $160 to be in that barber shop, sitting in that chair, having clients come sit in that chair. He had one booth that was $250 a week. Now, these are barbers and beauticians, and if they can invest in their business, why can't we invest in ours? There's no reason for us to expect that this business is gonna just turn into some big blooming flower, and we haven't done nothing to put into the business. Even when you grow a flower, you still gotta fertilize it, you still gotta put water on it, you still gotta do everything. So I just want to encourage you all to buy your leads. If you only spend $100 a week, buy $100 worth of leads, work them, call the people over and over, close one, take the money from that, buy you another set of leads, work them until you work them and make you some money. And the good thing about it, even if you don't make a lot of money, guys, at first you gaining experience. And the more experience you get, the easier it becomes to talk to clients, the easier it becomes to relate to them, whether you're on the phone or in their face. They trust you more. And once you build trust, that is the key, guys. Once they feel like they can trust you, that you're not trying to rape them, you're not trying to take advantage of them, you're just only there to help, you will see your sales skyrocket. You will see your sales go up. So, I mean, I'm not making $1 million now. I'm making good. I'm doing okay. I'm excited about that. I'm feeling consistency. I'm excited about that. But I'm thinking long term, down the road, you know, when this money is just flowing in because of all the hard work that I'm doing right now. I mean, there's some teams out there, they making $10,000, $15,000 a month from their hard work, and now that they made some money, they can recruit better. Because once you made your little ticket chain, people don't mind following you because they can see that this business is real. And once they can see that this business is real and they can do it for themselves, then you can recruit easier, you can make a lot more money. And I'm telling you, my goal is to get where some of these other big dogs is, whether it takes me 6 years, 10 years, 15, I don't know, but if I can make $100,000 a month one day, that is my goal. But for right now, I just got to make 5,000 or 6,000, 3,000 or 4,000. But whatever it takes to build this business, I'm going to do it. So I want to encourage you guys, just like Greg said. Greg is a great leader. Greg has so much experience, wisdom. He's been out there. He knows the game. And literally what he said is true. You got to buy yourself some leads and learn this business for yourself. Nobody can teach it to you. It's like driving a car. People can tell you all day how to drive a car, but until you get behind that wheel and start driving it for yourself, you ain't gonna know how to drive. You just know what somebody told you. But the minute you start driving for yourself, then you can feel it. And when you can feel it, then you can drive. People drive drunk home. Don't even know how they got back. You know, so they just drive because they know how to drive, you know. So with the grace of God, but you know, but so I just wanted to say that. I didn't mean to be so long-winded, guys, but just buy some leads so you can build your business. Whatever step you take to get there, just start taking steps towards really building your business. And the first step is buying leads.
Leads. Leads are the lifeblood of your business. All right. Open it up now for any kind of questions or comments or suggestions before I bring on Marlo. You've already heard her, so you know who she is. I'll just give you a quick introduction of her. Marlo is my upline, or her husband, Kim and her, they have their own agency, the McLean Insurance Group. So they are my uplines. So she's gonna come on again and talk live about some things about door knocking and neighborhoods and stuff like that. But before I bring her on live, anyone have anything they want to say? Any questions about anything? You are all muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself if you have something.
Well, yes, look, I'm going to,
Go ahead on, James. I missed it. It was kind of broken up.
okay, I'm keeping it real here. I've been unemployed for over a year, and buying leads is going to be a bit of an issue for me because I don't have that much disposable income that I can use. Is there any sort of program where you get assistance in buying leads, at least initially?
Yeah, we finance leads with our company, so that means you get them on credit. But on my team, what I require all the agents to bring at least 3 pieces of business to the company, however that may be, their self, their family members, their friends, their neighbors, their church members or fraternities or clubs or whatever. Bring 3 pieces of business to the company, and then I'll let you get leads on credit every week. So that means you don't have to pay for them up front. They just be charged to your portal. So you don't have to pay for leads up front. You can get them financed.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, James?
Yes, that pretty much answered my question. And I mean, right now, I've already got 2 people that are interested in policies. So I just have to find 1 more.
That 1 more could be you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's your 3 right there. And then once those 3 policies issue, then I'll start letting you get leads on credit.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anyone else have anything? All right, the floor is all yours, Miss Marlo McLean.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Y'all already heard my country scratchy voice a little earlier. Hopefully, I don't have too much static. I'm on my big speakerphone. Can you all hear me okay, or do I need to go on my phone? Is it sound okay, Larry?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, because I can switch it to my cell phone if need be. Well, I just wanted to talk to everyone a little bit today. I mean, I really didn't know Larry was going to put that up there, and I almost covered everything in the little recording. I didn't know I talked that much that day, Larry. But I guess I did cover a lot of things that day. And everything that I said that day was the truth of the matter. I mean, nothing really changed from when I said that those comments on our group we call to now. Nothing has changed. Everything that I said is still the same and still needed. I would still encourage you to buy your lead, because what's going to happen is you're going to run out of family, friends, and loved ones. Okay? You ain't got so many family, friends, and loved ones. If you're trying to build a business, you're going to run out of them. And then they'll start scattering like roaches whenever you come around, because they think you're going to ask them about power. You don't want that. You're trying to build a real business. A real business requires you to talk to many people who need your services. As many people as possible who need what you have. Because what you have is something important. What you have is something great. What you have is something that's going to make a difference in their lives, and they need to know that. And so when you get those leads, your job is to get in front of those clients, talk to them, see what you can do to help them. Not every lead really want help. I'm just telling you right up front. Not every lead. Some of them are just inquiring. Some of them just need, they're trying to get some free information. Some of them just trying to get a free pen or ink pen or something, whatever they think you're gonna bring free to their house. Either way, some of them are still serious. Some of them just went through death. They just had their brother die, their sister die, their cousin die. Some of them just had to pay for somebody's funeral, or give, or some of them just had the experience being on having a GoFundMe account and being on Facebook and having to say, can you please help me bury my loved one? Some of them been through that. So don't expect every lead to buy. I always tell people to focus on a percentage of leads to close. You want to build your percentage close rate to about 30%. That means 1 out of 3 leads will buy. That's gonna make you $100,000 a year, guys, no matter what. At 30%, it's a done. You will make $100,000 a year if you can just get up to that 30% mark. But when you first starting, you may start out as low as 15%, 20%, 25%, and as low as 10% when you first start. 10%, guys, is just gonna pay your leads back. I'll be honest. If you only closing 10%, that means you had 10 leads, you talk to 10 people. You should be talking to at least 3 to 5 out of those 10. But if you only close 1, yeah, you at least pay your leads back. And sometimes people be like, oh, all I did was pay leads back. Yeah, you might just pay your leads back, but at least you're not at a negative. And most importantly, you gain experience. You know, people go to college for 4 years. They go to college for 4 years to learn how to have a job or career that's going to make them X amount of dollars. So if it takes them, and they pay thousands of dollars for these college degrees. These college degrees aren't free. Some people get a scholarship, get them free, but majority of people are not that smart. They having to pay full price for their schools, you know, or they might get a little discount here, little discount there. But they know if they go to school, they're going to make more money. They say that a college degree graduate will make 3 times the amount of money of his counterpart, okay? So a person who never went to college, he will probably make 3 times more than a person who went to college will probably make 3 times more than a person who didn't go to college. They just go out there and just get a job, which means just over broke. Now, we all know as a business owners make more money than college graduates because you own your own business. It's your business. A job is a limited income. A business is full of unlimited income. So you want to do whatever you got to do to build your business to that next level. And the way you build your business to that next level is through leads, as we talked about. Now, Vlad was saying earlier, I was talking about a direct correlation to your amount of leads that you put in to the amount of money you make. There, he shows you on the graph, there is a direct correlation to whatever you put in leads and in the end, how much you're gonna make. You're gonna make about 30% more than what you put in the leads, about 3 times more. So you only put 3,000 in leads. In the end, when your 1099 comes, it's gonna show that you made about $9,000. You know, and if you put in, and that's really if you work the lead. If you played all over them, didn't go see the people, didn't go talk to nobody. A lot of times people be saying the leads don't work. They ain't even called the folks. They ain't even went to see the people, you know. So, you know, if you really work the lead, you're gonna see a direct correlation. Most of these big dogs that you see making $30,000, $40,000, doing $30,000, $40,000 in sales, they are spending between $2,000 to $5,000 a month in leads. In a year's time, they could be spending between $25,000, $30,000 up to $60,000 in leads. But all of that is tax write-off, and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars because of that. They're not worried about how much they're putting in because they know if they put this in, they're going to get it out. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is working your lead. You know, you don't want to just buy the lead. and don't work them. At one point, I was buying a lot of leads, and I was struggling trying to catch up with the amount of leads I was buying. I was really at that point buying too many leads and trying to call so many people. I had to just cut back a little bit so I could really work the leads that I had. And that same thing with door to door. You got to work your leads. And as you work your leads, you will get more money out of your leads because you fully work the lead. Now, what is fully working the lead? If you work the lead, we'll talk about door to door first, and then we'll talk about telesales, because we have both agents, both types of agents on these calls. Some are telesales, some are, door to door. We always recommend starting with door to door because that's how you're gonna really learn the business, get a good feel for clientele, be able to talk to them, hear their heart, they see your smile, they see that face, and they trust you, okay? You have to build trust, whether you over the phone or you door to door. You have to build trust with your clientele. And so what you do is you go see the clientele. Now, if you get in a neighborhood, whenever you work, and to fully work a lead only job is to get you to that neighborhood, especially if you door to door. That lead job is to get you in the neighborhood. Once you get in the neighborhood, it's up to you to make that lead count. So if you go into a neighborhood and you have maybe one lead in that neighborhood, this may be a neighborhood you didn't even know existed. You may have never been in that neighborhood. When you get in that neighborhood, you go knock on that lead door. If the lead is not there, you go ahead and you leave a sticky note and you said, got this package for you with my name and number on it. I want to give you a call back. But you never leave that neighborhood without trying to talk to at least 6 people in that neighborhood. Because I've been doing this a while. I've been in other companies before. And one thing that we learned in our training was that there's $2,000 in every neighborhood. It's up to you to find it. So if that lead card led you to that neighborhood, now it's up to you to find that $2,000. So how you gonna find that $2,000? You're gonna knock on some doors. You're gonna go knock on the door. You're gonna say, hey, my name is Marlo McLean. I'm in the area. I'm a licensed agent with Senior Life. I just want to give you a card, one of my cards, to let you know that I'm in the area. And I help families save thousands on the funeral costs, and I help families get the coverage that they need. We could cover anyone 0 to 85 sick or well. And I just want to make sure I put my card in your hands and make sure you know that if you ever need anything, or a family member, a friend that might need my services, please feel free to give me a call because I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. And most times after I finish that, and I say, they say, oh yeah, thank you so much. And I said, well, do you know any family members or friends that might need me covered or would like to find out more about how they can save thousands on their funeral costs? And in a lot of cases, they'll say, some will say, oh no, I'm good. I don't know anybody. And then some will say, I was just talking to my mama last night. She just told me I better get me some insurance. And you know what? God must have sent you this way because I was just talking to my husband. We were just saying we need to make these things happen. We need to put this in place. I'm so glad you came by. But I don't have time to talk to you today. So can we plan something else? You're like, sure, I can come by tomorrow. Or I can schedule Wednesday. Is that okay? Let's do that. Okay. So now you don't make an appointment standing right there in front of that client, didn't pay the $34, well, you paid $32 for the other one that you haven't even talked to yet, but now you already got a new client from that neighborhood that you're going to make some money off of. So if you never even catch up with that other client, it doesn't even matter because you already got a new client that you're going to help and make that money from. And so if you do that, and Rob always say cheetah lead, and that's just going to one neighbor on the right, one neighbor on the left, and then going straight across the street. That's T in the lead. But sometimes you even got to do a little more than that. Sometimes you got to. I used to do. Now I was hardcore. I did not go as I went into a neighborhood. I would at least try to touch at least 10 houses If I was in a housing area, I would touch at least 10 houses before I leave out of there. I want to knock on 10 doors. I want to try to talk to at least 6 people before I left out of here. I want to get me some names. I want to get my cards out because I'm telling you this, you got to give something to get something. So don't be afraid to give your card out. Say, hey, I'm just here I just want to give you my card because I just want you to know who I am. And if you ever need my services, I'm here for you. And when you do that, you are letting people know that if they need help, you are the person to help them. When we first started with insurance, we was with an insurance company, and our leader told us, he says, you are a strawberry patch. If you're a strawberry patch and people are looking for strawberries, they need to know that they need to come to you to get the strawberries. If you never tell somebody, hey, I'm a strawberry patch, they're going to go looking all past you and go somewhere else and find those strawberries because they want strawberries. But if they know you are the strawberry patch, they don't come to you. So you want people to know that you do this. You help families get life insurance. You help them save on their funeral costs. You are here to help. And once you do that, you will make that lead stretch. And that lead will, sometimes you can get 2 and 3 policies out of one lead. Sometimes you can get nothing out of that lead. But then the next lead, you get 2 and 3 policies out of it. So it's not about, did this lead right? Did this lead not right? It's about, did I work this lead to the max? Did I do everything I can do to get the most out of this lead? And once you've done that, then you can move on, like I said, to the next lead. And then you work that lead. You work that neighborhood. I've had so many neighborhoods, I get in and I'll be like, soon as I get back, I'll go through these leads, I'm coming back to this neighborhood because I'm gonna knock on this door, this door, this door, this door. Okay? You have to work your business. You have to work your business. You have, Shawnetta says it all the time, you have a license to print money. Sometimes we forget that. Sometimes even I forget that. We have a license to print money. When you go out there and you help these families, you can make your own funds come out of nowhere. All you got to do is go help some families. Just came to mind a time when I was in Durham. My girlfriend lived in Durham. She told me, come over and visit with me. She said, let's go to lunch. And I was like, okay. I said, where you moved at in Durham? She said, girl, just come on over. I'll give you the address. And she was staying with a friend. And she was like, okay, just come over. So I went to Durham and I visited her. And we went to lunch. And so I brought her back to her house. I said, wow, this is a cute little neighborhood. It's a nice little neighborhood. I said, I'm going to come back over here and knock on some doors. Well, I went maybe that next week, and I went and knocked on the doors in that neighborhood, and I knocked on doors, and I talked to people. I gave out cards. I put up little sticky notes, and everyone's house that I went to that I didn't find, I put a little sticky note on their door. And this one little gentleman called me back. I had 2 or 3 calls back, but this one in particular called me back. He said, I got this note here, and I want to know what it's about. And I told him, I said, well, I'm a local insurance agent, and I'm an ambassador for the neighborhood. So I'm coming in trying to let folks know what we do, how we save you thousands on funeral costs, how we help families be able to get through the worst time of their life, because we have a legacy insurance plan there that helps them and make sure that their family not begging or all on Facebook or anything like that when they need coverage. They have what they need. He said, well, I do need some life insurance. He said, I've been thinking about it. I need to go ahead and do it. He said, well, come on over and talk to me. So I go over there. Now, guys, this little old man, we talk outside on his car. We sitting on his car, his truck, doing the presentation. He didn't even want to invite me in the house. I said, okay, no problem. So I do the presentation for him on the car. And he was like, he's like, yeah, let's go and do this. I said, okay. We laying right there on the car. Fill it out, everything, sign everything. And then he said, you know what? You know, my son needs some insurance. We need to go over there right now and get him some insurance. I don't tell that boy better get some insurance. I said, we want to go right now? He said, right now. He said, get him a car. I'm getting him a truck. You follow me. I said, okay, I'm going to follow you. So I went right over and wrote his son. So that's two policies that I didn't even know I was going to get that day. But I knew that that neighborhood seemed like it could produce something. So, and I didn't even buy that lead. But if I had bought a $34 lead to get in that neighborhood, I still would have killed it. That is what I'm telling you. Get your lead and go see the people. If you don't have leads and really don't want to buy no leads, okay, Lord, you got to go see some people. Either way, you got to get your face in front of some other people's faces. My husband always said I pronounced Burns' name wrong. I always say it wrong. But he said one time in one of our meetings, you have to go meet new faces. So when you go meet these new faces, then you go help families and you go make money. Okay? So that's the one thing that I want to talk to you all about, leads. You cannot build this business to the level of making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month, which people are doing. It is people making that kind of money, y'all. And we got to be one of those folks. I'm not limiting myself. If Rob can make $100,000 a month, I can make $100,000 a month. I don't care how long it takes me to make it. But if he can do it, I can do it too. Sharaka, anybody know our leaders? Sharaka killing the game, making $40,000, $50,000 a month. I can do that. When Burns making $40,000, $50,000 a month, I can do that. So you can do it too. So that's the key thing. We have to set goals, and we know we're not going to jump to the top of the beanstalk automatic. Even the little man with the beans had to climb the beanstalk, y'all. So you got to climb the beanstalk. But as you climb the beanstalk, that's when you're going to see a whole new world open up to you because you were willing to climb that beanstalk. Most people are not willing to climb. They're not willing to do anything extra. They just want the clients to come to them. They just want everybody to say yes. It don't always happen that way. Some people gonna say no. Me and my husband one time went to a lead, and the lady told us, you know, I can't remember why I filled that out. I don't need no insurance. I said, okay, you don't know. She said, no, we don't. I said, but do you know anyone else that needs it? You got family members, friends? She said, yeah, you know, I might have filled it out for my sister. My sister one needs some insurance. Yeah, go see her. She sent us to her sister. We wrote her sister and her sister husband. So either way, I would have never met that woman, never met her sister, never met that family if I did not buy that lead first. So the only way doors are going to open for you to meet new people, new faces, is you got to buy that lead. Now that is the actual door to door. Telesales, same thing, guys. I'm wrapping it up, same thing. Now it's all about following up, making those follow-up calls. You buy your lead, they don't pick up. You call them again. You buy your lead, they don't pick up. Some telesales, sometimes I gotta call people 6, 7 times before I catch them. But I never give up, and I always try to see if I can get them. Sometimes I catch them 2 months later, but they want it. So I want you to go ahead and just think about what it takes for you to build your business to the next level. And what it's going to take for you to build your business to the next level is purchasing some leads and then putting them and then going to work and really working the leads to the max. Don't leave a neighborhood until you find you someone to sell a policy to. Okay? All right. Thank you, guys. Hope I'm not too long.
on mute. Hey, thanks, Marlo. Can y'all hear me? Can you see my screen?
We hear you. The screen still blink right now.
All right, let me see. All right. You saw what I just wrote?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what some incentives are for this month. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm cash apping everyone that does giving you 300 for 3,000, 200 for 5,000, 300 for 7,000. This is issue business for the month of October. So if you go to work, not only are you getting money from Senior Life, but you also would get money cash in your money in your pocket, cash out. So all of you that's up here, this is what I'm cash apping you on the first Friday in November. If you go to work and start producing, $100 cash for 3,000 in annualized premium issue, 200 for 5,000 in annualized premium issue, 300 for 7,000, 400 for 9,000, and 500 for 10,000 issue business for the month of October, cash out on the first Friday in November. And you've seen that I took and put out some other stuff about for the quarter, people opportunity. I think it was about 2,000, 3,000 or whatever for your Christmas, New Year's gift for doing a certain amount for the quarter for October, November, and December. Now, October, November, and December. November and December are awesome months because people are getting together with their families on Thanksgiving. People are getting together with their families during Christmas. It's a lot of love in the air in November and December. So people are really thinking about getting insurance, life insurance, because life insurance is love insurance. So all the love in the air dealing with the families during November and December, people are buying insurance. So I don't know what your objective is. I don't know if your objective is to be spending time for Thanksgiving or to spending time with your family for Christmas and not taking advantage of other people doing the same thing. That is a great time to be selling, man. Great time to be making money because a lot of people die during that holiday season for a lot of reasons. They stressed, they traveling, whatever's going on. A lot of people die during November and December because of those reasons. So a lot of people are thinking about life and death. So a lot of people are buying insurance. So if you don't take advantage of November and December, shame on you, because those are the months that insurance sales go up is during those times. Now that concludes today's period of instructions. Anyone want to get off mute? Got any questions about anything? Got any suggestions? Got any comments? Got anything? Because I'm about to close it out. So you're muted. So you got to unmute if you want to talk.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes, Karen.
Yeah, did I hear her say you can write your leads off at the end of the year?
Absolutely.
Marlo?
Yeah, you can write your leads. Your leads is an investment. So at the end of the year, when you get your 1099, it's gonna have up there how much Senior Life paid you in cash, and that's gonna be your debt. How much you paid in leads. So you write that off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you are an agency, and leads is investment in your business. So if you invested 20,000 in leads, oh, that's gonna be 20,000 write-off.
Yeah, because that's a tax deduction, because that's the cost of doing business. So it's like you paying a beautician, you have to pay, you can write off the cost of your hair supplies that you purchased and all that to be able to run your business. It's the same thing with leads. You get to write all of that off because that's the cost of doing business.
Does that answer your question, Karen?
Yes, that is good.
Oh, yeah, you're not in it. We in it to win it, baby.
That is really good.
Yeah, you get to write all of this stuff. And I think a lot of people don't go into it, realize this is a business expense. So this is a write-off. Just like your cell phone, you can write your cell phone off your computer. You can write all these, there's a whole lot of things you can write off. And leaves is definitely primary for what you write off for your tax. Your mileages, all of that. So make sure you keep good miles.
That answer,
All of those.
Karen, that answer your question, Karen? Karen, I said, did that answer your question?
I think it did, Larry. But Larry, let me also let them know for all those who are door to door, make sure you keep good mileage, write down your miles, so you get 55 and a half cents per mile. So even if you drive out there that day and you didn't close anything, you're gonna still get to write off those miles. So keep good mileage records as well, because that covers a lot. Right? That's a big write-off come tax time.
And here's what I say. I showed y'all the 30 to 90 day income track plan. I emailed y'all the 30 to 90 day income track plan. I say, try this thing for 30 to 90 days. If it does not do what I said it would do, if it does not work out for you the way you want it to work out, at least you put in the work and the effort to prove me wrong and to prove Senior Life wrong and to prove the system wrong. Here's what I don't want to happen. Don't talk to me about leads don't work. Don't talk to me about you don't believe in leads. Don't talk to me about lead costs if you actually didn't put in the work and actually went and made contact with all the leads that you bought. Because it's a numbers game. This thing is a numbers game, and it's all up here in your mind too. If you ain't get your mind wrapped around this, that's how you're gonna think, and you're not gonna be successful, and you're not gonna make any money in selling life insurance. Because if you don't know how to generate your own activities without leads, you ain't gonna make no sales. And if you do make sales, it's gonna be one sale here a month, here or there, or there and there. And here's what's gonna happen. And I told another one of my agents this. Senior Life will out of the blue terminate you for non-production if you're not producing. If you're not writing about one policy a month, Senior Life will terminate you for non-production. And here's what, don't get it twisted. Just because they never did, don't mean they never won't, and out of the blue they will. You know, some agents are not write a policy for a month and be terminated just like that. Some agents go 2 or 3 or 4 months and nothing happened to them, then all of a sudden they get terminated. So don't think just because you've been slipping and sliding that they won't eventually terminate you for non-production. And if you need help, call me. And if you want some free leads, call me. But here's what free leads gonna be. If you don't learn the system or the process, the free leads ain't gonna help you either, because you gotta know how to go out there and sell them. And the free leads are about 6 months, year, 2 years old, but it's still some sales in there. But if you ain't got your mindset right, you ain't gonna be able to sell free leads that I give you. So you just gotta decide, all right? Decide, you're either all in or you're not. Why? Why are you doing this business? Choose your platform, field sales or telesales. Get you a schedule. What days you're gonna work, what times you're gonna work, and that's when you work, and that's the time that you work. Write your goals down. Be specific of what your goals are. Attend training, man. All type of training. Well, listen, wherever you see training going on, get up there and get some, because you can hear something 1,000 times, and then one time you'll hear something that you didn't hear those 1,000 times, and it's gonna stick in. So I want to thank everybody for attending the training.
Hey, Larry.
Yes.
Just make sure open up the floor just to see if my husband has anything to say to you as well.
No, I'm good. I think y'all did a great job. Y'all got everything covered. Got information out there. I'd like to see everybody, like I said, don't be afraid to ask questions. If you need some help, like Larry said, reach out to him. He's glad to be there. Myself and my wife, we'll be here as well. If Larry's tied up some, or if we got questions, we need to all get on a call for something. We'd be glad to help you work it out. But the biggest thing, like Larry said, is activity is what creates it. So, you know, we all got to get some activity going. So don't be afraid to ask the questions. You know, something that might be holding you back. Ask us how to help you get past that.
Hey, do me a favor, Kim and Marlo, put y'all phone number in chat so they can have y'all number. Put your phone number in chat so everyone can have y'all.
I'll put it in there.
If you can't reach me or can't get me, because here's what I'm gonna here's my new game plan going forward, and I'd like for y'all to comply with this. My schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm doing my personal production. That means I'm out putting in some work, producing. Thursday, training new agents. Friday and Saturday, I'm recruiting. So here's what I ask of you. If you're going out in the field and you're going to be producing, text me and let me know that you're out in the field producing. So I know when you're calling because you want a customer or you want some training. And I will stop whatever I am doing to answer your phone call, because I know that's why you're calling. All right. So if you're going to be out there working, text me. Hey, I'm out here working. I'm in wherever I'm at. I'm in Wilson. I'm in Rocky Mount. I'm in Virginia. I'm in South Carolina. I'm in Georgia. I'm in Knightdale, whatever. Just text me, say, hey, I'm out here working today. So then I know that you're out there working. So if I see you trying to call me, I'm going to stop what I'm doing to answer your phone call, because I know you're out there working. Otherwise, if you're calling me on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I don't know you're working, I'm working myself. So do know that you might won't be able to get me because you're not calling me about training or with a customer. You're just calling me about whatever. All right. All right, everybody. Let me see. Somebody put something in chat. Let's see. Okay, Kim and Marlo telephone number. Okay, make sure y'all write those numbers down. Kim and Marlo's telephone number that's in chat.
And those are the 3 days to work, guys. I mean, especially if you door to door. And if you're on the phones, I'm working on Thursday, Friday, this Saturday sometimes. So, you know, but we always in the help. So can't give a Larry, give us a call. We all gonna be here to support each other.
All right.
Going to the top.
And I'm putting in here, always check the website for what's going on, what's happening. Because on the website is what I have that's happening. So always check the website. So let me put that in there. Changing. Okay. All right, so I just put in the chat. All right, I just put it in chat. So what's always happening. And this is this October the 16th. Our next event, if anyone interested and anyone gonna come, our next event is gonna be November the 13th, and I'm gonna be in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm gonna be in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Yeah, November 13th. So I'm gonna be having a recruiting seminar in Jacksonville, November the 13th. So put that down. And we're gonna be back in Wilson at the Gig East on December the 10th. So put it on your schedule. November 13th, Jacksonville, December 10th, Wilson. And I'll put something out later on when we're gonna be up in Rocky Mountain again. If you got people, plug them into what's going on, and I'll help you recruit them. If you want to build your own agency, plug them in. You ain't even gotta be there. You just plug them in. If you got someone you want me to talk to, put them on the phone with me. I'm gonna show you how to do the triangle, which I shared with some of you before, how to put me on the phone with somebody and let me help you recruit them. It's the triangle that we use because they trust you, but they don't know me. So you got to edify me so they can respect me. So when we're talking about recruiting somebody, it's the way you do it is simple, and I train you how to do it. They trust you, they don't know me, so you have to edify me so they can respect me, and I recruit them and bring them onto the business for you. All right, no one has anything else. I'm about to close it out. I'm gonna give you about 20 or 30 seconds to unmute if you have any closing comments, any suggestions, or any questions or any thoughts.
All I can say is great job, Larry. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks all y'all for attending. Y'all have a great day and good selling.
And God bless now.
Have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend. Go help some families.
Have a great weekend.
All right, you be safe.
Okay.
Safe with you and your dad traveling now.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoy your family. Enjoy your family.
He can hear you guys.
Oh, well, tell him say
They can
hello.
hear you. Hi, y'all.
Tell him enjoy his sister.
Okay.
I'm telling you, gotta enjoy your family while you can. I'm telling you. Y'all have a safe trip.
Thank you.
All right, y'all be good.
Oh, he said thank you. Oh, that's sweet.